So I guess the other side of this, or at least from where we've been focused at, from a themes perspective, the last couple quarters, what did the BEA not revise lower as part of the revision? And if we roll to the next slide, they did not revise how rich the rich are currently. So here's our luxury consumption numbers, actually revised higher. If you see the June number, up 8.2% year over year. Just off the you can call it recent cycle high last month, around 8.5% year over year. We've highlighted this repeatedly. It's been an ongoing theme. We just want to give the update because we have the update and it is an active theme. If we look at the long the rich mojo here on the next chart, this is just an annual view. You can see luxury goods consumption tracking up 6.5% year over year, with equities up 13.5%. So the relationship between spending on high ticket discretionary items and asset price inflation is pretty strong, and we're seeing largely what we expect to see here so far in 2017. If we look at the high-end tea leaves a little bit further, what we're showing here is this is high-end sales for real estate service company brokerage Realogy. It's been on the Hedgeye Best Ideas long list for the last couple quarters. What we're showing is their transaction volume in their NRT segment. You don't really have to know what that means. That segment is levered to the higher end to a large extent. Transaction volume here is defined as transaction volume is just volume in this part. When they report transaction volume, it's usually sales plus price. But you can see here we're showing the high end sales in homes greater than 2.5 million, up 29% year over year.
Wow.
Big number. I think there's a little bit more runway left there for Realogy in terms of reflation at the high end.
How much of the down 14.1% was 2Q versus 3Q?
We don't know exactly. This is gleaned from company commentary, so we kind of take what we can get. But when we look at these, stratification dynamics, or what's happening at the high end, it's really this data mosaic view of how things are trending.
It's kind of what we try to do.
Right, and when you have something like this from Realogy, you see, the higher tier housing volume data out of the existing home sales, or the new home sales data looks largely like this. You see luxury goods consumption, our composite trending the way it is. You get a decent picture in terms of how things are trending at the higher end. So that's generally how we approach it.
Yeah.
It is this kind of tea leaf in mosaic approach, but when it's all the data points are telling a congruous story of one direction for things. That's where the conviction sits.
That's what we try to do with this show. It's not all that long, and that's the same thing I went over yesterday. I had I have all these different visuals that just trying to take a kind of a bird's eye view, and you end up seeing that a lot of the stuff says the same thing.
Right.
That's the idea. We want to give people the trends.
Yep.